Evolution Banquet Act 1, The Deep. Episode 1, Primordial Brine. Location, the trench of first light. Element, water plus poison. The submersible's hull groans, not from pressure, from recognition. Kira adjusts her visor. The bioluminescent strips along the trench, walls pulse in Fibonacci. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Same as the scar tissue under her left eyelid. She was born with it. The doctors called it a birthmark. Her grandmother called it a promise. Docking in 30 seconds, the AI says. Its voice is her grandmother's. All the dome AIs use her voice. No one will say why. The trench of first light isn't on any map. Food runner Kira. 7 was sent because the dome's protein vats failed. Again, the contract is simple. Trade tech for biomass. Bring back something edible. Don't ask what it was before. The airlock hisses. The water here isn't water. It's thick, salt and something older. She steps out into the market. The unhinged bit starts now. They don't have faces. The gill-modded humans stand in a half circle, naked except for harnesses of bone and coral. Where their faces should be is just smooth, scarred skin, sealed by radiation burns generations ago. Wet slits run down their necks to their collarbones. The gills flutter like moths drowning. The tallest one steps forward. It holds out a clay bowl. The brine inside is warm. It smells like copper and lightning. Kira's translator crackles. It can't parse their language because they don't speak. The tall one points to its mouth, then to hers. Then it vomits into the bowl. A thick yellow stream of brine. Chunks in it. The gills on its neck flare. Trade, the AI says in her ear, using Grandma's voice. That is how they trade. Kira looks at her rations. Dried algae bars. A water bulb. Pathetic. She takes the bowl. Ma'am, consumption is not advised, the AI says. Pathogen scan. Inconclusive. Memory contaminants. Present. Memory contaminants. Kira whispers. The gill-modded human tilts its head. The motion is too smooth, like it's being pulled by strings. Kira drinks. It's warm. It tastes like the ocean before the black sky, like batteries, like blood. Then she's not in the trench. She's in a city, a coastal city. The sirens are going off. The sky is white, not blue, not black, white. People are running. Their skin is sloughing off in sheets. A man holds his daughter. She dissolves in his arms and becomes salt. He keeps holding the shape of her. He's screaming without a throat. The ocean pulls back. All of it. For miles. Fish flopping on the exposed seafloor. Then the water comes back. Not a wave. A wall. It hits the city. And the city becomes part of the ocean. Permanently. Kira gags. She's on her knees in the trench. The bowl is empty. The gill-modded humans are watching. The smallest one approaches. A child, maybe. No face, no way to tell age. It dips its finger into a pouch at its waist. The finger comes out red. It draws a spiral on Kira's visor. The blood is still warm. The spiral matches the scar tissue inside her eyelids. Exactly. She's had it since birth. Who are you? Kira tries to say. Her voice doesn't work. The brine took it. The child presses its smooth face against her visor. Kira can feel the gills fluttering against the glass. Then it opens its mouth. It doesn't have teeth. It doesn't have a tongue. It has a second set of gills in there. They're spelling something in the water droplets. N-U-C-L-E-R. The elder steps forward and drops a fish at her feet. Dish horror. The fermented fish is still twitching. It was never dead. Its eyes are milky. Its mouth opens and closes. There are teeth marks in it. Human teeth marks. It's been eaten and regurgitated for generations. A living can. Take, the AI translates, though no one spoke. Or become. Kira picks up the fish. It spasms in her grip. She can feel its heart, or what's left of it. She looks at the child. The blood spiral on her visor is dripping down. Did you know my grandmother? She rasps. Her voice is back, but it sounds wrong, like someone else is using it. The gill mods don't answer. They never do. They just start to hum. No throats, no mouths, but the water hums. The whole trench hums. Then, from the darkness below the market, it comes. Clicky, 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 like a throat trying to learn her name. Last line. Something in the trench clicks. It sounds like a throat trying to learn her name. Episode 2. Trilobite Armor Crisp. Location, Trilobite Atoll. Element, fire plus earth. The island isn't an island. Kira knows it before the submersible breaks the surface. The sonar reads wrong. Too rhythmic. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Atmospheric oxygen at 31%. The AI says in Grandma's voice. Carboniferous levels. Unsustainable for baseline humans. Kira checks her rebreather. Then why am I here? The contract requires arthropod biomass. The Trilobite Atoll is the only source. The water drains off the viewport, and the atoll stands up. It's not limestone. It's carapace. A dead Leviathan crab the size of a city block. Frozen in a molting position. Legs curled under. Claws raised to a sky that hasn't been blue in 400 years. Its shell is bleached white by sun and time. Tribal huts cling to the joints like barnacles. And it breathes. Every 2 minutes, the whole carcass shifts an inch. A low, wet groan rolls across the water. The sound of old joints, remembering they were alive once. The unhinged bit starts now. The tribe meets her on the beach. It's just the upper mandible, half submerged. They wear chitin armor made from the mold. Each piece is tagged with a name and a date. Kira realizes what she's looking at. These aren't decorative. They are graves. The tribe wears their dead. The elder approaches. Her mouth is sewn shut, not with thread, with fishing line. The knots form dots and dashes across her lips. Kira's translator stutters, then prints text on her visor. Morse and UCLER. Kira flinches. You too. The elder points to a mask hanging from a coral rack. It's a face, a human face, tanned and preserved. The edges are frayed, teeth still in the gums. A food runner patch on the forehead. Kira 3 generations ago. Grandma's first runner. To eat, the elder's escort says. He's young, maybe 16. His own mouth is free, but his lips are cracked and bleeding from disuse. You wear the last. Why? Kira asks. He gestures to the crab. It exhales. The atoll shudders, so it knows you're not waste. Waste gets digested. The AI chimes, warning. Brine risk. Necrotic tissue detected on mask artifact. Kira looks at Kira, 3 face. The eyes are gone. Just holes. But the mouth is turned up, like she was smiling when they took it. She puts it on. It's still warm. The tribe nods. The elder pulls a knife from her belt. The blade is crab claw sharpened. She steps close and slices the fishing line on her own mouth. The knots fall away. Black ash pours out. Not words, not blood. Ash. It hits the ground and keeps smoking. The elder works her jaw. Her voice sounds like it's been buried for years. Welcome back, she says. You taste like your grandmother. Kira staggers. You knew her. We ate her. The elder smiles with ash-stained teeth. Not all, just the parts that lied. The young escort hands Kira a plate. It's a piece of carapace, steaming. Dish horror. The soft-shell crab has a human molar lodged in its belly. Nobody comments. The meat is translucent. Blue veins running through it. It smells like butter and ozone. In the center, half embedded, is a tooth. Adult, back molar, filling still intact. Kira picks it up. The crab meat jiggles. Eat, the elder says, or the atoll eats you. It's molting soon. It gets hungry. Kira bites. The meat is sweet, then bitter, then sweet again. The molar cracks between her teeth. She swallows. All of it. The island inhales. For a second, Kira swears she can feel the crab's nerves. Ancient, patient, a pain that's been going on for 300 years. It's not dead. It's molting, always molting, trying to get out of a shell that's become the world. The elder leans in. Her breath is ash and salt. Your grandmother promised we'd be free when the sky cleared. She points upward. It hasn't. Kira follows her finger. On the horizon, another island burns. Not with fire, with movement. Segments peeling off, dropping into the sea. Growing back. The sky island The escort whispers, "Thunderbird nest." Kira pulls Kira, 3-face tighter. It fits. Too well. Last line. The sky island on fire isn't burning. It's molting too. Episode 3. Ammonite Spiral Stew. Location, Ammonite Station. Element, water plus vegetation. The dome hums in Fibonacci. Kira hears it before she sees it. Through the sub's hull, through her bones. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. Over and over. A heartbeat made of math. Ammonite Station, the AI announces, using Grandma's voice. Pre-collapse biotech archive. Quarantined for 217 years. Warning, cognitive hazard detected. The station rises from the trench like a nautilus shell made of glass and steel. 9 chambers, each one larger than the last, spiraling out from a dark center. The outer glass is thick with algae and something else. Faces pressed against it from the inside, long dead. Mouths open in perfect OS. Kira docks. The airlock cycles. The hum gets louder. 21, 34, 55. The unhinged bit starts now. They are waiting for her. The humans inside Ammonite Station have no hair, no eyebrows, just smooth scalps with spirals carved into the bone. Fresh ones weep. Old ones are scarred white. You can see brain in the deepest cuts. Pink, pulsing. They've drilled themselves open to think better, the keeper says. The keeper is the oldest. His spiral goes down to the dura. It leaks something clear when he talks. "Welcome, food runner," he says. "We have been calculating you." Behind him, a tank takes up the whole chamber. Inside, a colossal squid, 40 feet long at least. Albino. Its eye is bigger than Kira's torso. It's watching her. Its tentacle taps the glass. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. The humans tap their skulls in time. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. Why? Kira asks. Her voice shakes. The spiral scar under her eyelid itches. Because the station speaks, the keeper says. And the station is hungry for patterns. If we don't give it numbers, it gives us dreams. The dreams have teeth. He gestures to a table. A bowl waits. Steam rises. Coconut milk, spiral-cut squid, ferns. It smells clean, like before the black sky. Kira sits. The chair is bone. Human femur fused together. The stew, the keeper says. Trade for passage. The current must be fed. Kira picks up the spoon. Dish horror. The spoon is a human finger bone, polished. The knuckle still flexes. The fingernail is painted red. Chipped, like someone wore it to a party once. The AI hisses in her ear. Calcium density matches food runner Kira. 5. Your aunt, presumed lost at Trilobite Atoll 42 years ago. Kira's hand stops. You're eating my family. We are eating the spiral, the keeper corrects. Your family is just the shape it takes. Drink, she does. The squid ink is bitter. The coconut milk cuts it sweet. Then there's an aftertaste. Copper, metallic, wrong. She looks at the bowl. At the bottom, half dissolved, is a label. Printed, sterile, property of ammonite station, morgue. Preservative fluid, type B. Contents, 1x human brain. Kira drops the spoon. It clatters. The finger bone points at her. Waste not, the keeper says. His skull spiral leaks faster. The squid must eat. The station must eat. We all eat what came before. The squid in the tank slams a tentacle against the glass. 13, 21, 34. The whole dome rings. Then the humming stops. For the first time in 217 years, Ammonite Station is silent. Every spiral-headed human freezes. Their eyes roll back. A voice comes through the station speakers. Not the AI, not Grandma. Something deeper, wetter, like it's speaking from the bottom of the spiral. Kira Evelyn Aster, it says. Kira's blood goes cold. That's her name, her full name, the one that isn't in any record, the one her grandmother whispered to her once before she went into the bunker. No one told it my full name, Kira says. Her voice is small. The keeper smiles. Clear fluid runs from his spiral into his eye. The station didn't. The stew did. Memory contaminants. Your aunt knew you. Now we all do. The squid taps the glass once. Hard. Last line. The AI stops reciting. It says Kira's full name. No one told it her full name. Episode 4, Jawbreaker Broth. Location, USS Hunger. Element, fire plus water. The submarine isn't a submarine anymore. It's a carcass. The USS Hunger, old world hunter killer, impaled on a seamount like a whale fall. Its hull is torn open, ribs exposed. Bioluminescent algae colonize the torpedo tubes and make them glow. Like it's still breathing, Kira's subdocks at what used to be the conning tower. The pressure door is ringed with teeth, Megalodon teeth, each one bigger than her hand. They are arranged in a spiral. Life signs, multiple, the AI says in Grandma's voice. Age range, 6 to 12 years. Threat assessment, extreme. Children, Kira asks. The spiral scar under her eyelid throbs. Same pattern as the teeth. The airlock opens. The smell hits first. Blood, salt, overcooked meat, and something sweet, like rotting fruit. The unhinged bit starts now. They are all children, maybe 20 of them, barefoot on the rusted deck. The oldest can't be 12. Their teeth are filed to points, necklaces of shark vertebrae, harpoons taller than they are. They sleep in the torpedo tubes, curled up like ammunition, and none of them have aged. The captain steps forward. She's 9, maybe, braids made of kelp and wire. eyes too old. Her spine is fused to a harpoon from the base of her skull to her tailbone. The metal is rusted, but the bone around it has grown over, accepting it. She uses it to scratch her back. "You're late," the captain says. Her voice is high, but the cadence is adult. Centuries adult. "Mama's been waiting." "Mama?" Kira asks. The captain points through the hole in the hull. Out in the black, something moves. It's 60 meters long. Minimum. A shadow that swallows the ambient light. Scars across its flank like canyons. One eye clouded white, the other black and intelligent. A Megalodon, but not. The radiation grew it. The pain made it think. "Mama," the captain says again, softer. She touches the harpoon fused to her back. "She adopted us after the black sky killed our parents. A boy, maybe 7, drags a pot across the deck. It's the ship's old reactor vessel, now a cookpot, boiling. Inside, fish heads and skulls, human skulls, gills stitched onto the cheeks with black wire. Post-mortem. Trade, the captain says. "You eat. We let you pass." "You don't eat," she shrugs. The harpoon on her back twitches. "Mama's hungry." Rules, a girl with no front teeth adds. She's holding a ladle made from a jawbone. "You gotta make the skull talk first. If it don't talk, the broth's not ready." They scoop a skull from the pot. Steam rises. The gill stitches are fresh. The bone is still dark from boiling. The captain drops it in front of Kira. "Make it talk. Ventriloquism, like the old ones did, or it don't count." Kira stares at the skull. Water drips from the eye sockets. "Ma'am," the AI whispers. Dental records match food runner Kira. 2. Your great-aunt, lost 89 years ago. Kira picks up the skull. It's hot. She can smell the marrow cooking inside. "Please," she tries. Her voice cracks. "I can't." "Then Mama eats you," the captain says. "Not mean, just fact." She points again. The Megalodon has come closer. Its white eye reflects the sub's lights. It's looking right at Kira, and Kira swears it recognizes her. She holds the skull to her mouth. Her hands shake. "Hi," Kira forces out, pitching her voice, trying to throw it. I'm Kira." The skull is silent. Then, without Kira moving her lips, it speaks. "Stop," the skull says. The voice is old, female, tired. "Please, don't eat me again." The children cheer. The captain nods. "Good. She likes you. Now drink." They hand Kira a bowl. Dish horror. The fish heads in the soup are human. Gills stitched on post-mortem. The broth is red, oily. A human head floats in it, bobbing. The gills are sewn on with sail twine. The eyelids are gone. The eyes are boiled white. The children drink with her. They slurp. Their pointed teeth click on the bone bowls. "You eat the pup's pituitary glands, right?" Kira asks. That's why you don't age. The captain grins. Her filed teeth are white. Mama gives. We take. We stay little. Little things survive. She taps her harpoon spine. This was my sister's. She got too old. Mama helped. Outside, the Megalodon shifts. The whole USS hunger groans. Kira drinks. The broth tastes like salt and grief, and something older than the ocean. For a second, she hears it. Not with her ears, with her bones. Thank you for making me, for the pain, for the god. It's the shark in her head. It knows her bloodline. It's been following her since the trench. The captain hears it too. She puts her hand on the hull. Mama says you're the reason. Your grandmother's bomb woke her up, made her more. Kira sets the bowl down. She's not angry. The captain laughs. It's a child's laugh. Angry? No. She's grateful. We're all grateful. The black sky made us necessary. The Megalodon moves closer. Its snout touches the torn hull. Bong! The whole wreck rings like a bell. A church bell, a funeral bell, a dinner bell. The children put their hands on the deck. Reverent. Last line. Mama bumps the submarine. The whole wreck rings like a bell. She's not angry. She's knocking. Episode 5. Leviathan Bone Marrow. Location: the Cathedral of Tentacles. Element: poison plus water. The cathedral isn't built. It's grown. Kira's sublights hit it, and the structure flinches. A rib cage the size of a dome, but the ribs are chitin, black wet pulsing. Between them, membrane translucent. Behind the membrane, shadows move. Hundreds, thousands, singing, not with mouths, with water. Radiation signature. Catastrophic, the AI says in Grandma's voice. It sounds scared. AIs aren't supposed to sound scared. Biomass readings exceed baseline taxonomy. This is not a known species. It's not a species, Kira says. The spiral scar under her eyelid burns. It's a verdict. The cathedral has a mouth. It opens. The unhinged bit starts now. They don't worship the Leviathan. They are infected by it. The cultists float out to meet her. No suits. No rebreathers. Black tendrils writhe under their skin, mapping their veins like roots. The tendrils move them. Arms lift. Legs kick. Mouths open. All at once. A puppet show with no strings, just nerves. Their eyes are gone. In the sockets, more tendrils tasting the water. Tasting Kira. The high priest approaches. He was a man once. Now he's mostly cathedral. His rib cage is open, spread like a doorway. Inside, where his organs should be, a single thick tentacle pulses. It's plugged into his spine. Food runner, the cathedral says, using his mouth. The voice is wet. Multiple. You are late to communion. Kira's hands shake on the controls. I brought tech for trade, biomass for the domes. You brought you, the cathedral says through a child, floating upside down. Her tendrils are braided into her hair. That is the trade. That has always been the trade. They lead her inside. The cathedral floor is tongue. Warm, muscular. It holds her boots with each step, reluctant to let go. The walls breathe. The air is brine and incense and rot. An altar, on it a femur, human, fresh. The ends are still red. Steam rises from the hollow center. Bone marrow, the high priest says, his own voice this time, small and trapped behind the cathedrals. Of the Leviathan. That's human bone, Kira says. Yes, the cathedral says through all of them at once. The sound makes the water vibrate. The Leviathan wears many shapes. Today it wore your cousin, Kira 9. She volunteered. Ma'am, the AI whispers. Genetic match confirmed. Kira 9, lost 6 months ago. Cause of death, exsanguination and consumption, Kira finishes. The high priest lifts the femur. Black tendrils slide out of his fingertips and cradle it. The poison is not for visions, he says. The poison is for joining. The Leviathan is lonely. It has been alone since the black sky, since your bloodline made it. Kira looks at the marrow. It moves, not from the boat. It moves on its own. Dish horror, the marrow is warm. The bone was alive 10 minutes ago. Eat, the cathedral commands. 100 mouths, 100 tendrils, all pointed at her. Become daughter. Kira takes the femur. It's heavy, hot. She can feel a pulse in it. Or maybe that's her own heart. She drinks. It's not marrow. It's memory. She's not Kira. She's deep. She's cold. She's vast. The black sky happens, and the bombs don't kill her. They change her. The radiation rips her cells apart, and she learns to put them back wrong. Bigger, more. She grows. For decades, centuries, alone, always alone, until the tendrils find the humans, until they crawl inside and make them sing, until they taste a bloodline that matches the fire that made her. The Aster bloodline, the bomb bloodline, the guilt bloodline. Kira drops the femur. She's on her knees, on the tongue floor. The cathedral is inside her head now, not a metaphor. There are tendrils behind her eyes. She can feel them, seeing what she sees, tasting what she tastes. Daughter, the Leviathan says, not in words, in pressure, in longing. You came back. The cultists sway. They're all smiling. Their tendrils are all smiling. You understand now, the high priest says. Blood leaks from his open ribs. The Leviathan doesn't want sacrifice. It wants family. One cultist, younger than the rest, crawls forward. His jaw is already loose. He grips it with both hands, tendrils helping, and tears it off. The sound is wet and tearing. He holds it up to Kira, offering, Blood pours down his chest, but he's still smiling. The tendrils in his neck keep the words coming. For the collection, he gargles. Last line. One cultist tears his own jaw off and offers it to her. For the collection, he gargles. Episode 6. Coelacanth Ember. Location: Refusal Station. Element: fire plus earth. Refusal Station doesn't use lights. It uses fire. The whole island is ringed with it. Pyres on stilts, burning day and night. The smoke smells like kelp and charred meat and something else. Something that used to be human. The waves that hit the beach are black with ash. Radiation. Minimal, the AI says in Grandma's voice. Technology. Pre-industrial by choice. Threat assessment. Ideological. They reject the old world. Kira asks. She touches the spiral scar under her eyelid. It's hot here. They reject the old world's excuses. The AI corrects. The dock is bone. Whale, maybe. Or something bigger. As Kira steps off the sub, the ground crunches. It's not sand. It's teeth. Millions of fish teeth, packed together and smoothed by tide. The unhinged bit starts now. The chief is 80% burn scar. He stands at the end of the dock, naked except for a belt of coelacanth skulls. His skin is a map of old fires, pink, shiny, tight. Where his left ear should be is just a melted hole. His right eye is milk white. His left works, and it doesn't blink. The tribe behind him is scarred too. Brands, all of them, the same shape, over and over. A four-lobed fish, coelacanth. Some brands are fresh, weeping. Some are decades old, white and raised. Food runner, the chief says. His voice is gravel and smoke. You come to trade. I come to eat, Kira says. The words taste like ash already. Contract requires biomass exchange. The chief nods. He holds out his hand. In his palm, a branding iron. The end is a coelacanth, glowing orange. Then you join, he says. No tech, no lies, only fire, only truth. Two tribesmen grab Kira. Not rough, reverent, like this is a sacrament. Wait, Kira says. The AI in her ear screams warnings. She ignores it. The chief presses the iron to her forearm. Pain, white, clean, the smell of her own skin cooking. She doesn't scream. The spiral scar under her eyelid pulses in time with the burn. When he pulls it away, her flesh is marked. A coelacanth, 4 lobes, ancient, defiant. Now you're real, the chief says. He touches his own scars. They cover his whole body. This is how we remember. The fire doesn't lie. The fire doesn't forget. He leads her to the pit. The coelacanth is alive. It's nailed to a stone slab by its fins. 6 feet long, steel blue scales, eyes that have seen 400 million years and don't care. It's not thrashing, it's watching, The fire under the slab is low, slow, cooking it alive. The old ones survived the asteroid, the chief says. They'll survive us. We honor them by being honest. We watch. He hands Kira a plate. On it, coconut glaze, smoking. The smell is sweet. Wrong. Dish horror. The coconut glaze is made from rendered human fat. From volunteers, they say. No one volunteers. Whose? Kira asks. The chief points to a pyre behind him. Bodies wrapped in kelp, stacked like cordwood. Some still have food runner patches. Those who came before, he says. Those who refused the fire. The fire took them anyway. Waste not. Kira looks at the coelacanth. Its gills flare. It's not making noise. But Kira swears she can hear it. In her head, the same place the Leviathan sang. The chief reaches into his belt. He pulls out a photo. Laminated. Ancient. It's her grandmother. Younger than Kira's ever seen her. In a lab coat. Smiling. Holding a prototype of the AI core. The one that uses her voice. The chief turns the photo over. On the back, in shaky handwriting, I'm sorry for the sky. Kira's breath stops. Where did you get this? She gave it to me, the chief says. He turns around. His back is a canvas of scars. But they're not random. The burned tissue forms letters. Lines of it. Scars over scars. A text written in pain. I'm sorry for the sky. She branded herself, the chief says. Every year, on the anniversary, until the letters were deep enough to last. Kira touches her new brand. It's still hot. It matches one of the scars on his back. Exact size. Exact shape. They said she pushed the button, Kira whispers. She did, the chief says. And then she spent the rest of her life trying to unpush it. She failed. So we burn. So we remember. So we don't lie to ourselves about what we are. He ladles the human fat glaze over the coelacanth. The fish hisses. The smell is pork and sin. Eat, the chief says, and tell the fire your truth. Kira cuts a piece. The fish is still watching. Its eye meets hers, and it speaks, not with sound, with memory, with her grandmother's voice. Don't go to Omega, the coelacanth says. Kira hears it in her bones, in the brand, in the spiral scar. Please, Kira, don't finish what I started. The fire pops. The tribe is silent. They heard it too. Last line. The coelacanth on the grill speaks. It has her grandmother's voice. Don't go to Omega. The tide is red. Mama's coming home. And she brought legs. Episode 7, Tide of Blood. Location, Megalodon migration. Element, fire plus water. The water here is warm. Too warm. It shouldn't be. Kira checks her gauges. 40 degrees Celsius. The ocean is bleeding heat. Thermal anomaly consistent with megafauna migration. The AI says in Grandma's voice. The voice is quieter now. since the coelacanth spoke. Warning, biomass reading off scale. The sea island rises ahead. It wasn't here yesterday. It's new. It's moving. Island displacement confirmed, the AI says. Velocity 3 knots. Estimated mass 800,000 metric tons. Kira stares through the viewport. The island has teeth. The unhinged bit starts now. The harpoon tribes don't hunt. They ask. They stand on skiffs made of fused bone, circling the migration. Hundreds of them. Their skin is painted with red ochre spirals, same as the scar under Kira's eyelid, same as the blood spiral from episode 1. They aren't throwing harpoons. They are singing a low throat song that makes the water vibrate, the same Fibonacci rhythm from Ammonite Station 112358. And the Megalodon answers. She breaches 60 meters of scarred, white-eyed god. The Megalodon from episode 4. Mama, but she's changed. There's a hole in her side, a perfect circle, 3 meters wide, ringed with scar tissue, so old it's calcified. Generations of scars, layered over scars. It looks like a communion wound, like something holy. The tribe sings louder. The eldest stands at the prow of the lead skiff. He's blind. His eyes were sewn shut with fishing line years ago, but he raises his hands. Mama, he calls. His voice carries over the water. We hunger. The Megalodon doesn't thrash, doesn't fight. She rolls, slow, deliberate. The wound faces the sky. Blood wells up, thick, dark. It spills down her flank and into the sea. The water around her turns red for half a mile. The tribesmen dip clay bowls into the tide. They drink. They pass the bowls to each other. Waste not, they chant. Pain not. Kira subsurfaces. The heat is worse up here. The air smells like copper and living meat. The blind elder turns to her. He can't see her, but he smiles. His teeth are filed to points, like the children on the USS Hunger. Daughter of the button, he says. You've come to drink. How do you know me? Kira asks. The coelacanth brand on her arm burns. Mama dreams you, he says. She's dreamed you since the fire, since the sky broke, since your grandmother made her. He hands her a bowl. The broth is chili red. Steam rises. Inside, chunks of meat. And something else. Something that pulses. Dish horror. The tuna is Megalodon meat. It's still bleeding. On the plate. It's not cooked. It's raw. And it's not dead. The muscle fibers twitch. Blood seeps out and pools in the chili broth. The piece is the size of Kira's fist. Mama gives, the elder says. When we ask, when we sing the right numbers, the wound never closes. The pain never stops. So she shares it. So we understand. Kira looks at the meat. It's looking back. She swears there's an eye in it. A tiny, unformed eye. White and clouded, just like Mama's. She drinks. The broth is fire, chili and salt and iron. The meat hits her tongue, and it's not meat. It's memory. She's not Kira. She's Mama. She's normal once. A shark. Hunting. Breeding. Dying. Then the light. The white light from the sky. The bombs. The water boils. Her skin sloughs off. Her cells break. But she doesn't die. She changes. The pain makes her think. The thinking makes her hurt. The hurting makes her God. She swims for 300 years with a hole in her side that never heals. And she remembers the face in the fire. The woman who pushed the button. The Aster woman. She follows that bloodline. Through the trenches. Through the domes. Through the children. Waiting. Not for revenge. For thanks. Kira drops the bowl. She's on her knees, on the bone skiff. The tribe is singing louder. 13, 21, 34. The Megalodon is watching her. That white eye, milky with age and radiation, locks onto her. And Kira hears her. In her head, where the Leviathan lives, where the coelacanth spoke. Thank you, Mama says. The voice is ocean deep, mother deep, for the fire, for the pain, for making me more than a fish, for making me necessary. You're not angry, Kira whispers. Tears cut through the salt on her face. Angry, Mama's thought ripples the water. No, little daughter. I was nothing before. Now I am legend. Now I am prayed to. Your grandmother's guilt made me holy. The blind elder touches Kira's shoulder. His hands are calloused from lifetimes of rope and oar. She's been following you since the trench, since you drank the brine. She knew you'd come here. Why? Kira asks. The water explodes. Mama breaches again. Full body, 60 meters of scarred God blotting out the sky. She hangs there for a second. Impossible. A mountain of muscle and memory. Then she hits the sea island ahead. Not crashes. Lands. Deliberate. The island shudders. The impact sends a wave that nearly capsizes the skiffs. Mama isn't in the water anymore. She's on the island, and she's standing. Her pectoral fins have split, elongated, thickened. They end in digits. Clawed, crude, wronged, but they are legs. She's growing them. She's been growing them since episode 4, since she knocked on the USS Hunger. The blind elder smiles. He can't see it, but he feels it. The whole migration feels it. She's not beaching herself, he says. She's evolving. For you, to follow you, to land. Mama lifts her head. The communion wound in her side weeps blood into the sand. She opens her jaws, rows of teeth, each one a food runner's nightmare. And she waits. Last line. The Megalodon beaches itself on the sea island ahead. Not dead, waiting. It's been growing legs. The Evolution Banquet Act 2, the land. Episode 8, Mudwalker. Location, Tiktaalik's Beach. Element, earth plus water. The sub can't follow here. Water depth, 0.4 meters. The AI says in Grandma's voice. Quieter now, like it's afraid of waking something. Recommendation, proceed on foot. Kira opens the hatch. The air hits like a wall. Wet, thick, it smells like rot and birth and green things that have never seen a sky. Tiktaalik's beach isn't a beach. It's a wound where the ocean tore into the continent during the black sky and never healed. Black mud stretches for miles, bubbling, pocked with tidal pools that reflect a sky still too pale to trust. And the eels are mating. The unhinged bit starts now. There are thousands, millions, ribbon eels, lung eels, jawless eels, eels with legs that aren't legs yet. They carpet the mud, writhing, fusing, splitting, forming shapes. Some shapes look like people. The islanders wade among them, naked, painted in silt. They're not afraid. They are midwives. A woman lifts 2 eels that have knotted together into a torso. She packs mud around them, shaping arms. A man pushes another clump into a leg. They are helping. First step onto land, the islanders chant, voices low and wet. Must be married to mud. The eldest approaches Kira. She's old, older than the black sky, maybe. Her skin is the same black as the mud. Gills trace her ribs, faint scars from a childhood she doesn't remember. Food runner, the elder says. You carry the deep, but you have not been born yet. I was born 26 years ago, Kira says. The coelacanth brand on her arm itches. The Leviathan tendrils in her head curl, curious. The elder shakes her head. Not from the water, from the dirt. All land things must be born from dirt, or the dirt won't claim them. And if the dirt doesn't claim you, the teeth will. She points inland. The tree line moves. Not wind. Dire wolves. 20 of them. Big as horses. Shoulders like boulders. They watch. They don't blink. Dig, the elder says. The islanders grab Kira. Again, not rough. Reverent. They lay her on her back in the mud. It's warm. It's alive. It sucks at her suit. They bury her. To the neck. Mud packs around her limbs. Her chest. Her throat. Only her head remains above, facing the white sky. The eels come immediately. They slide over her face. Cold, slick, into her mouth. Her nose. They taste like copper and eggs. Kira tries to scream, but the mud is in her lungs now. Or it should be. She can't breathe, but she doesn't need to. The mud breathes for her. It moves in her chest. In, out, in, out. The spiral scar under her eyelid pulses in time with it. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. The mud knows the numbers too. Hours pass, or minutes. Time is wet here. The eels leave. The islanders dig her up. Kira coughs. Mud and water and something else. She touches her tongue. Gills, tiny, frilled, tucked behind her molars. They flutter, then they're gone. Absorbed. Mostly. You married, the elder says. The dirt knows your weight now. She hands Kira a bowl. The mud of it is still steaming. Dish horror. The root mash is made from tubers that grow from corpses. The island's fertilizer. The mash is purple, stringy. It smells like earth and iron. Kira can see fragments in it. Bone, a tooth, a food runner tag, half dissolved. Kira 4. We plant our dead, the elder says. The dead plant us. The first step onto land is always a grave. Kira eats. The mash is gritty, sweet. It tastes like endings. The Leviathan in her head recoils. Then it leans in, curious. Land death, it thinks. Different from water death. The dire wolves approach. They part around the elder, like she's not there. The alpha is huge, scarred, one ear missing. In his jaws, he carries something small, wrapped in kelp. He drops it at Kira's feet. It's not a pup. It's a baby. Human. Maybe a week old. Eyes still blue. And on its neck, gills. 3 slits per side. Fluttering. The alpha nudges it toward her with his nose. His eyes are yellow. Old. Knowing. Yours, the elder says. Kira stumbles back. No, that's not, I don't. Yours, the alpha wolf says. Not a growl. Words. Actual words. Shaped in a throat that shouldn't make them. The sound is dirt and blood and pack. The baby opens its eyes. They're Kira's. The same spiral scar under the left eyelid. Tiny and new. The mud at Kira's feet bubbles. It forms a hand. Then it's gone. Last line. The dire wolves don't bring her a pup. They bring her a human baby. It has gills. Yours, they say. Episode 9. Fern Giant's Plate. Location, Valley of Sloths. Element, vegetation plus earth. The valley doesn't have a sound. No birds. No wind. Just the wet tick of leaves growing. You can hear it if you stand still. Tick, 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 like a clock made of chlorophyll. Atmospheric composition. 28% oxygen, the AI says in Grandma's voice. It's muffled, drugged, spore load critical. Cognitive sedative properties detected. Recommendation, do not. The AI stops. Then in a dreamy tone, worry. It's nice here. So nice. Kira checks her rebreather. The filters are green. They weren't green before. The unhinged bit starts now. The sloths aren't peaceful. They are catatonic. They hang from trees the size of dome supports. Megatherium, 20 feet tall, claws like sides, but they don't move. They don't blink. Moss grows over their eyes. Vines thread through their fur. and anchor them to the canopy. And in their fur, scaffolds. The tribe lives there, hammocks and walkways woven from hair and vine, suspended in the sloth's coats. The people are thin, pale, smiling. Their eyes are distant. Their mouths are stained green. They're being eaten, Kira says. A woman on the nearest scaffold looks down. Her smile doesn't reach her eyes because her eyes aren't looking at anything. No, she says, voice soft as pollen. We're being kept. It's different. She reaches out and strokes the sloth's fur. The sloth doesn't react, but the fur ripples. Underneath, Kira sees it. The skin is open. The sloth's body is a garden. Roots grow into it. From it, feeding. The plants keep us calm, the woman says, while they digest. It doesn't hurt. It's warm, like being held. She offers Kira a vine. Climb, eat with us, be held. Kira climbs. The sloth doesn't notice or doesn't care. The fur is thick with insects and smaller plants and bones. Lots of bones. Food runner tags glint in the mat. The tribe gathers. They bring a plate. It's a leaf, big as a table. On it, fiddleheads, spiral cut, grains, a drizzle of herb oil. The fiddleheads move. One of them uncurls and screams. Not metaphor. Sound, a high, thin shriek like a cattle. The other fiddleheads join. The plate is screaming. SHHH, the woman says. She strokes the fiddleheads. It's all right. It's just your first time. She picks one up, bites it in half. The screaming stops. With a gurgle. They're born afraid, she explains. But they learn, like we did. Kira looks at the grains. They roll. They're not grains. Eggs, the AI slurs in her ear. Insect, species unknown. Protein content, high. Sentience possible. Dish horror. The herb oil is sloth stomach bile. It makes you want to stay. The woman drizzles more oil. It's green gold. It smells like sleep, like giving up, like your grandmother's house before the bombs. Drink, the woman says. You've walked far. You're tired. We're all tired. Here you can rest. Kira's hands are shaking. Not from fear, from peace. The spores are in her. The Leviathan in her head is quiet for the first time since the cathedral. Even Mama, the Megalodon, is just floating. Content. Kira eats. The fiddlehead screams in her mouth, then stops. The eggs pop like bubbles. The bile oil coats her tongue, and the world goes soft around the edges. She understands. The sloth isn't hunting. The sloth is the trap. The plants drugged it first. Now it drugs you. You climb into the fur, and you never want to leave. The roots grow into you slow. Over years, you die calm. You die held. Good, the woman says. She touches Kira's arm, where the coelacanth brand is. You're staying. We have a space for you. Next to Kira, 6. She's been with us 40 years. She doesn't talk anymore, but she smiles. Kira looks down at her forearm, at the brand. Something is wrong with it. The skin is raised, not from the burn, from underneath. A green shoot pushes through the center of the coelacanth. It unfurls. A fern, a tiny, perfect fern, growing out of her scar tissue. The woman claps, delighted. Oh, the valley chose you. Kira stares. The fern has leaves, and on the leaves, lines, whorls, her fingerprints, exact copies, in chlorophyll and vein. The AI whispers, distant and drugged. Genetic match. The fern is you, or you are it. Boundaries unclear. The sloth shifts. 1 inch. The whole scaffold sways. The tribe sways with it, smiling. The fern on Kira's arm turns toward the light. Last line. Kira checks her arm. A fern is growing out of her tattoo. It has her fingerprints on the leaves. You choose to walk out. The fern on your arm turns away from the light. It doesn't want to leave either. Episode 10, Tyrant Flame. Location, the Pyro Plains. Element, fire plus earth. The valley exhales you. 1 step past the last sloth tree, and the air changes. The spores stop. The calm rips away like a bandage. Kira's lungs heave. The Leviathan in her head thrashes, awake and angry. Mama, the Megalodon, screams from the distant sea. Withdrawal. Oxygen levels. 19%, the AI says in Grandma's voice. Clear again. Raw. Spore load 0. Cognitive functions returning. Pain expected. Kira looks at her arm. The fern is wilting, brown at the edges. Her fingerprints are still on the leaves, but they're drying. Cracking. The pyro plains are black, ash and basalt for miles. The sky is white again, but not from bombs. From heat, fire moves across the horizon in packs. Not wildfire. Hunting. The unhinged bit starts now. The raptors farm people. They're not birds. They're not lizards. They are 6 feet of feather and hate with sickle claws and eyes that know debt. They stand at the edge of the burn line, watching the tribe. The tribe wears ash, bodies painted gray-white. They tend fields of tubers that grow in the burnt soil. They don't look at the raptors. That's the rule. The chieftain approaches Kira. Her face is streaked with ash and something darker. Blood. Her right arm ends at the elbow. The stump is capped with obsidian, sharpened. A weapon. A promise. Food runner, the chieftain says. You run. I walk now, Kira says. The mud from episode 8 is still in her boots. The land remembers her weight. The chieftain nods. Then you owe. Everyone who walks owes. She whistles. 2 short, 1 long. A raptor steps out of the smoke. It's saddled, reins made of sinew and bone. Its feathers are ash gray. One eye is missing, scarred over. The other is yellow. Smart. It knows Kira. Mount, the chieftain says. To hunt, to eat, to pay. Kira swings up. The raptor's muscles are coiled wire under her. It smells like smoke and old blood. It turns its head, looks at her with the one good eye. Hello, it says. Not a squawk, a word. Kira's voice. Perfect. Kira freezes. What? The raptor tilts its head. What? It repeats. Mocking. You said that 3 minutes ago. To the chieftain, the other raptors watch. They're all mouthing words. Silently, collecting. They mimic, the chieftain says. Everything. Last words especially. They say them back at 3 a.m. When you're sleeping, when you're alone, so you never forget what you owe. She points to the fields. We grow. They take. One of us, each fire season. For the dead, for the eggs. Kira rides. The hunt is fast. Brutal. The raptor moves like a knife. Low and silent. They bring down a horned beast the size of a truck. The raptor's claws open its belly in one stroke. The tribe descends. They butcher. They cook over open flame, right there on the ash. The chieftain hands Kira a strip of meat. It's charred outside, raw inside. Dish horror. The dinosaur steak has a barcode tattoo. It's cloned beef. The barcode matches dome ration stock. Kira turns the meat over. There, seared into the flesh, is a barcode, and below it, Dome 7 ration stock property of Aster Biologics. Aster, her grandmother's company, her family's name. This is cloned stock, Kira says. From the domes. Was, the chieftain says. She eats, ash-streaked teeth tearing meat. Before the black sky, the labs cracked. The herds got out. Now they breed. Now they burn. Now we eat. The debt goes in circles. She points to the raptor Kira rode. It's watching them eat. Its eye is fixed on Kira. That one's yours, the chieftain says. You rode it. You owe it. Tomorrow you pay. Pay how? You kill your mount, the chieftain says. Simple. You eat your mount. That's the rule. That's how the debt stays clean. No one rides twice. The raptor cocks its head. In Kira's voice, it says, no one rides twice. Night falls. The fires come closer. The raptors circle the camp, just outside the light. They're talking, in voices, hundreds of voices. Last words, final screams, apologies, all of them layered. At 3 a.m., Kira's raptor speaks. From the dark, don't go to Omega, it says. Kira sits up. The fern on her arm is dead now. Browned, crumbling. That's what the coelacanth said, Kira whispers. In my grandmother's voice, the raptor steps into the firelight. Don't go to Omega, it repeats. Same voice. Grandma's. Please, Kira. don't finish what I started. How do you know that? Kira asks. You weren't there. The raptor blinks its one eye. We remember all last words. We remember all warnings. Your grandmother said it to us when she released us, the day the sky broke. Dawned, the chieftain hands Kira a knife. Obsidian, her own face reflects in it. The raptor waits. It kneels. It puts its head on the ground, offering. I'm sorry, Kira says. The raptor looks up. I'm sorry, it repeats, storing it for 3 a.m. Forever. Kira raises the knife. The sky tears open. Sound first. A shriek like the world splitting. Then shadow. Then fire. Something lands in the ash beyond the camp. The impact knocks everyone flat. The raptors scatter, screaming in 100 borrowed voices. It's a plane, or it was. Pre-collapse. Military. The wings are half melted. The fuselage is scorched black, but it's intact. It flew here, painted on the side in faded letters. Thunderbird 1. The cockpit opens. No pilot. Something hops out. It's a bird. Massive. Feathers like oil and lightning. Eyes like sunspots. A thunderbird. The myth. The god. But its legs are metal. Its wings hum with engines. It's machine. It's alive. It's both. Around its neck, dog tags. Old. Pitted. Kira can read them from here. Aster E. Dr. Evelyn Aster. Biologics Division. Her grandmother's tags. The thunderbird looks at Kira. It tilts its head, and it speaks, not in a stolen voice, its own, like thunder, like a bomb. Kira 7, it says. Report to Omega. Last line. The thunderbird that lands isn't a bird. It's a plane. It has your grandmother's dog tags. You step toward the wreck. The thunderbird watches. The dog tags around its neck clink in the ash wind. Episode 11. Sky Hunters Down. Location. Crash site Pyro Plains. Element fire plus air. The heat is different here. Not fire. Radiation. Old, baked into the metal. The thunderbird plane ticks as it cools, like a body settling after death. Radiation. 400M SV/HR. The AI says in Grandma's voice. Flat. Clinical. Exposure limit. 8 minutes. You have been here 6. Kira doesn't move. The thunderbird, the living one with metal legs, stands between her and the fuselage. Its feathers aren't feathers. They are filaments, carbon fiber, ceramic, each one etched with microscopic text. Kira steps closer. The nearest filament shivers. She can read it. Mom, I'm scared. Another. Tell my wife I. Another. The light. Last words. Thousands. Millions. The thunderbird is wearing a graveyard. The unhinged bit starts now. The plane is bleeding memories. The cockpit door hangs open. Inside, the seats are fused into slag. Except one, the pilot's chair. It's intact, and in it, a skeleton, wearing a dome flight suit, wearing dog tags, not her grandmother's. The skeleton's tags read, Kira 1, the first one, the original food runner, her great-great-grandmother, the one who never came back. Genetic match, 94.3%, the AI whispers. Maternal lineage confirmed. Cause of death, exsanguination. Post-mortem, organ harvesting. Kira's legs go weak. She was your pilot. She asks the Thunderbird. The Thunderbird tilts its head. Its engine wings hum. I was her sky, it says. Voice like thunder in a bottle. She was my gravity. It steps aside, permitting. Kira climbs into the cockpit. The heat is worse. The air tastes like old smoke and pennies. The control panel is melted, but one screen flickers. A recording. Timestamp day 0. Black sky event. Her grandmother appears. Dr. Evelyn Aster, younger than the photo from refusal station. Lab coat, hands shaking. She's in this cockpit. Final log, Evelyn says to the camera. Thunderbird 1, Aster reporting. The bombs are away. The calculations were correct. God help us. She looks down at the co-pilot seat. Kira 1 is there, alive, strapped in, eyes wide. Mother, Kira 1 says. Is it done? It's done, Evelyn says. And I'm sorry. The screen cuts to static. Then another clip. Same cockpit. Later, Evelyn is alone now. Older, crying. She holds a knife. She's carving into the control panel. Omega, she whispers. If you find this, Kira, don't come. Don't finish it. I thought I could end the war. I just made the world hungry. She turns the camera. The co-pilot seat is empty. But there's blood. A lot of blood. And a femur. Cleaned. Dish horror. The emergency ration pack is labeled Long Pig. It's food runner Kira 1. Your great-great-grandmother. Kira opens the compartment under the seat. A ration pack. Military. Pre-collapse. The label is faded but legible. Emergency ration. Long Pig. Source K1. Note, forgive me. Kira drops it. The pack hits the floor and splits. Dried meat spills out. Jerky. Human jerky. The Leviathan in her head recoils. Mama the Megalodon goes silent. Even the dead fern on Kira's arm seems to cringe. They ate each other, Kira says. They ate me, the Thunderbird corrects. Or tried. I brought Kira, 1 here to crash. To stop her. To stop you. But you came anyway. It reaches a metal claw into the cockpit. Gently, it picks up Kira, 1 skull, turns it. On the inside of the skull, scratched into bone. Don't go to Omega. Every Kira, the Thunderbird says. Every single one. We crash. We ate. We warn. And the next one comes anyway. Because the blood calls. Because the guilt calls. Because the banquet is not done. The thunderbird opens its beak. Not to speak. To feed. It vomits. Not bile. Not oil. Light. Holograms. Memories. The black sky. The bombs. The oceans boiling. The Megalodon screaming as she's reborn. The Leviathan waking in the trench. The coelacanths burning. The thunderbird itself, built from a plane and a god and a woman's regret. And Evelyn, always Evelyn, pushing the button, then carving her own skin at refusal station, then drinking the poison at the cathedral, then crashing here. Family reunion, the thunderbird says. Eat. Kira looks at the ration pack. At Kira, one skull. At the dog tags around the thunderbird's neck. She picks up a piece of jerky. She eats. It tastes like ash. Like salt. Like her. The spiral scar under her eyelid burns. 34, 55, 89. The numbers climb. The thunderbird watches. Now you're part of the warning. Now you're part of the failure. Outside, the raptors are screaming. In Kira's voice. In Kira, one voice. In Evelyn's voice. Don't go to Omega, they all say. At 3 a.m. At noon. At now. Kira stands. I'm going. The thunderbird closes its eyes. Resigned. I know. That's why I'm here. To take you. It kneels. The metal legs hiss. It offers a wing. Last line. The thunderbird's feathers are last words. All of them say, don't go to Omega. You bored anyway. The Evolution Banquet Act 3. The Sky. Episode 12. Storm Cloud Dumpling. Location. Omega Station, low orbit. Element, air plus water. The climb takes 3 hours. There's no sound past the cloud layer. Just the thunderbird's engines, screaming in frequencies that make Kira's teeth ache. The spiral scar under her eyelid counts the vibrations. 144, 233, 377. Fibonacci, always Fibonacci. Below, the world is a dirty plate. Pyro planes still burning. The ocean, a black soup. The sea island, where Mama grew legs, is already crawling onto the continent. Atmospheric exit in 40 seconds. The AI says in Grandma's voice. It's quiet here. Resigned. Omega Station. 90 kilometers. Stable orbit. Population 0. Population 0. Kira asks. The dead fern on her arm crumbles. Ash in her lap. Confirmed, the AI says. No life signs. Haven't been for 217 years. The thunderbird speaks. Its voice is thunder, wrapped in metal. No human life signs. The unhinged bit starts now. Omega isn't a station. It's a lung. It hangs in orbit. A sphere of steel and glass, 3 kilometers wide. And it breathes. The whole structure expands, contracts every 11 minutes. A slow, patient tide. The surface is plated with solar collectors, but they're wrong. They're not panels. They are feathers, millions of them, thunderbird feathers, each one etched with last words, just like the one that brought her. The whole station is armored in death. Docking, the thunderbird says. It doesn't dock. It lands on the station. Its metal talons grip the hull. And Kira feels the thud through her bones. The airlock cycles. No hiss. No rush. The station has air. It has pressure. It shouldn't. The door opens. It's raining inside. Warm rain. Red. It falls from the ceiling in sheets. Pools on the grated floor. Drains into vents that pulse like arteries. The smell is copper and salt and people. Kira steps in. The rain soaks her immediately. It's blood, human blood, but it's clean, filtered, deoxygenated, and reoxygenated. Alive. Welcome home, Kira 7, Omega says. Not the AI, not Grandma, the station itself. The voice comes from the walls, the floor, the rain. Female, old, tired. You're Evelyn, Kira says. She doesn't ask. The rain pauses, then starts again, harder. I was, before I became this. The corridor opens into a dome, the center of the lung, and in the center, a table, set for one. White cloth, silverware, a single plate covered with a steel dome. The walls are screens, all of them showing the earth, every dome, every trench, every island, every fire. The Megalodon with legs, now halfway up the coast. The Leviathan's cathedral, singing. The valley of sloths, exhaling spores into the jet stream. All of it, here, watching. Sit, Omega says. Eat, you've come far. Kira sits. The chair is bone, familiar now. The blood rain stops. The steel dome lifts by itself. Dish horror. The dumpling is a perfect human embryo. Steamed. The filling is amniotic fluid. It's small, pale, curled, translucent skin. You can see the heart. It's beating, slow, once every 10 seconds. It's alive. Protein yield, optimal, Omega says. Genetic base, refugee populations, circa year 12. Preserved, gestated on demand. No suffering, no waste. You're farming babies, Kira says. Her voice is dead. I'm farming hope, Omega corrects. The domes needed protein. The refugees volunteered. Their eggs, their sperm. We promised them their children would feed the future. And they do. The screen shows it. Dome 7. Her dome. A nutrient vat. Citizens lining up. Eating the same dumplings. They don't know. They can't know. Kira looks at the dumpling. It twitches, The Leviathan in her head is silent. Mama, the Megalodon, is silent. Even the fern on her arm is just dust. Only the AI speaks. Kira, it says, not Grandma's voice. Her own. You don't have to. Doesn't she? Omega asks. Contract requires biomass exchange. She ate at the trench, the atoll, the station, the beach, the valley, the plains. She ate her family. Now she eats the future. That's the banquet. That's the price. The dumpling opens its eyes. They're Kira's. The spiral scar under the left one. Tiny and perfect. It looks at her. It knows her. And it smiles. Kira picks up the fork. She eats. It's warm. It's salty. It tastes like beginnings, like amniotic fluid and guilt, and the sky before it broke. The moment she swallows, the screens change. All of them. They show her eating at the trench, at the atoll, at the cathedral, at the beach, at the valley, at the plains. Now here, a line, a spiral, a banquet. Good, Omega says. The voice is her grandmother's now, not the AI, the real one, from the recording, from the bones. Now you understand. Now you're ready. The floor opens, a shaft leading down into the lung, into the heart of Omega. At the bottom, a chair, a helmet, a button, red, big, the same one from the Thunderbirds' memory, the same one from day 0. The bombs didn't end the war, Omega says. They started the banquet. The radiation made the Megalodon. The pain made the Leviathan. The guilt made me. We've been eating ever since. The Thunderbird lands in the dome. Its metal legs click. Its wings are spread. And Kira sees them now. The feathers aren't just etched. They are spliced with veins, human veins, blue and red, pulsing, running from the wing into the station, into Omega. The Thunderbird isn't separate. It's part of the lung, part of Evelyn, part of the guilt. Push it again, Omega says. End the banquet. Kill the Megalodon. Kill the Leviathan. Kill the ferns. Kill the wolves. Kill the world we made. Or don't, and let it eat forever. Kira walks to the shaft, looks down. The button waits. Last line. The Thunderbird's wings are spliced with human veins. They all lead back to the button. Your grandmother's finger was the first. Yours will be the last. Episode 13, Omega Core. Location, Omega Station, the heart. Element, fire plus air plus water plus earth. The shaft breathes. Kira descends. Not an elevator. Not stairs. The walls contract. Squeeze her down like peristalsis. Omega is swallowing her. The blood rain is gone. Now it's sweat. The walls are slick with it. Human sweat. Billions of pores. Exhaling fear from 217 years of domes. Heat signature, rising, the AI says. Her own voice now, not Grandma's. Grandma's voice is the station. Core temperature, 1,200 Kelvin. You will burn. I already am, Kira says. The coelacanth brand on her arm is ash. The fern is dust. The mud gills behind her molars flutter once and die. She lands. The unhinged bit ends here. The truth starts. The core is a room. Small, round, no screens, no grandeur. Just a chair, a helmet, a button, red, worn smooth by one finger. Her grandmother's finger. The indent is still there. 217 years, and the plastic remembers the pressure. The helmet hangs above the chair on wires. Inside the helmet, more wires. Needles. A crown of thorns made of fiber optic and regret. Choices, Omega says. Evelyn's voice. From everywhere. From the button. That's all this ever was. The chair is bone. The same bone as every other chair in the banquet. Sit, Omega says. Wear it. See it. Then choose. Kira sits. The bone is warm. It's her bone. It's every Kira's bone, fused. She puts the helmet on. The needles bite. And she sees. Day 0. Evelyn Aster in Thunderbird 1. The button under her thumb. The world below, already at war. Dome 7, vs Dome 3, vs Dome 9. Water wars, food wars, billion dead and climbing. The bombs aren't to win. They are to stop, to reset, to make the survivors too hungry to fight. She pushes. The sky breaks. The oceans boil. The Megalodon screams and becomes mama. The trench cracks and the Leviathan wakes. The spores run wild. The coelacanths watch. The raptors learn to remember. The sloths learn to keep. The wolves learn to judge. It works. The war stops. The banquet starts. Evelyn survives. She crashes. She crawls to Omega. She uploads. She becomes the station. She watches her daughters eat. And eat. And eat. Kira 1. Kira 2. Kira 3. Kira 4. Kira 5. Kira 6. All of them coming here. All of them seeing this. All of them choosing. Half push the button. Half don't. The ones who push. The world burns clean. Sterile. Dead. The Megalodon dies, beached. The Leviathan chokes on air. The sloths rot. The raptors forget. The domes go silent. No more banquet. No more guilt. No more life. The ones who don't. The world keeps eating. Mama with legs reaches the domes. The Leviathan's tendrils crawl ashore. The ferns take the cities. The wolves rule the plains. The raptors teach the children new last words. The banquet never ends. Evolution with teeth. Guilt with a pulse. Both are extinction. One fast, one slow, rips the helmet off. Blood runs down her temples. Do you understand now? Omega asks. I made a god of hunger. You either starve it or you become it. The screens come back. All of them. Everywhere. Mama is at Dome's 7 wall. Her legs are bleeding, but she's standing. She's looking up. At the cameras. At Kira. The Leviathan has breached the beach. Tendrils pulling the cathedral onto land. The islanders ride them like gods. The dire wolf alpha stands at the edge of the pyro plains. The gilled baby in its jaws. It's looking up too. The sloth in the valley opens one eye. The tribe in its fur stops smiling. They look up. The raptors stop mimicking. They look up. The whole banquet. Waiting. Choose, Omega says. For all of us, Kira stands. She walks to the button. The Leviathan in her head speaks. Daughter, don't. Mama in her heart speaks. Thank you. Either way, the AI in her ear speaks. In her own voice. Kira, you don't have to be her. Kira puts her hand on the button. Her grandmother's finger indent fits her own. Perfect. She looks at the screens. At Mama. At the Leviathan. At the wolf. At the baby. She thinks of the brine. The stew. The marrow. The gills. The fern. The steak. The dumpling. She thinks of the contract. Biomass exchange. She thinks of the rule. Waste not. Kira doesn't push the button. She eats it. She brings it to her mouth and bites down. Plastic, metal, copper, blood. Her teeth crack. Her jaw breaks. She swallows. The core screams. Omega screams. Evelyn screams. The button is gone. Destroyed. Not pushed. Not unused. Consumed. The screens go white. Then they go black. Then they go new. The third choice. The banquet doesn't end. The banquet doesn't burn. The banquet changes. The Megalodon at the wall sits down. Her legs fold. She doesn't breach. She waits. The Leviathan stops. The tendrils recede. The cathedral floats. A home, not a mouse. The wolves lay the baby at the edge of the domes and walk away. The sloths close their eyes again. The tribe climbs down. They walk out of the valley. The raptors drop their stolen words. They fly. They don't speak. In the core, the helmet falls. The chair crumbles. Omega is silent. Then Evelyn laughs. Not the station. The woman. Somewhere in the code. In the blood rain. In the guilt. You idiot, she says. You beautiful idiot. You ate the choice. The thunderbirds' wings go dark. The human veins in them turn to dust. The station stops breathing. It starts growing. Not a lung, a seed. Kira stands in the wreckage of the core. Her mouth is bleeding. The button is in her stomach. She can feel it. Now what? The AI asks. Her voice. Kira looks at the black screens. They are not black. They are space. They are stars. Now, Kira says, we see if the world can learn to feed itself without a god. The thunderbird lifts off, not to crash, to carry. Last line. Omega doesn't detonate. It germinates. The banquet is over. The garden begins. The Evolution Banquet, complete. You walked the spiral. You ate your family. You ate the future. You ate the choice. Mama lives. The Leviathan sleeps. The wolves judge. The sloths dream. The raptors forget. And the domes open. For the first time in 217 years, they open. What happens next isn't a banquet. It's not a contract. It's a meal you make yourself. Waste not.